Welcome to ayeshamotivates. I hope you are seated and perhaps not too distracted and provide me with a few minutes of your time. Today we're going to look at retirement and beyond. What does that look like? What does that look like for you? What do you want it to look like? Have you stopped to envision your retirement years? And luckily for us, retirement years can be, unfortunately for some, 1 year. For others, it could be 10, it could be 20. We don't know how long we will live after retiring. And so, for some, we're able to stay in our homes until our 90s. And for others, when you've got a fall or weak knees that you can no longer stand up too much, or your memory is not where it used to be, and you're unable to grocery shop for yourself and cook for yourself, and unfortunately you're without the finances to have someone come into your home and do a lot of these little things, the choices are limited. So what does that mean, and what does that look like? Well, that means that unfortunately, when you have limited family members around to assist you, your finances are not, able to accommodate your needs. That means, should anything happen, you will be practically forced to go into a long term care setting. And I say a long term care setting because an environment for a retirement setting will not be available to you, because it is more expensive to be in a retirement setting than long term care. Uh, and when I say long term care, I mean a nursing home. And so it can be a little bit scary, I kid you not. But what I want you all to know is being aware of your options, having choices, but more importantly, being able to look at these choices now. Because if you were going on vacation, like I like to say, or you're planning a wedding or a trip or anything like that, you know that you'd want to make sure you got the right outfit, you'd want to make sure that you know what type of foods, you'd want to get your sunscreen, whatever it is, you would want to be ready. And so, what an awesome thing to prepare for your latter years, your beyond your working years. What would that look like? Should anything happen to you? Will you have enough finances to stay within your home for many, many years? Or if you're like many of us out there, maybe you enjoyed your work, it was fabulous, you got to help many individuals, but unfortunately you weren't able to put aside enough for retirement years. So that means, should anything happen to you, you might have less time in your home, and now would have to look into a nursing home setting, a long term care setting. And this is why I'm here, to enlighten you, to prepare you, so that you know what Gilligan's Islands will be like. You know what it's like. And what I love letting everyone know is that being in a long term care setting does not have to be scary. It is not a scary thing. If anything at all, I've seen so many individuals make that environment their home. And indeed, anywhere that love is and friendships can be found and built upon can be called home. And having spent 30 plus years in retirement homes and long term care homes together, it is what you make of it. It is what we make of it. In a long term care setting, all of your needs will be taken care of. All of your needs with that one price. All of your needs. When we're in our own apartments in today's society, we're paying what, 24,000 plus, 2,400 plus, right? And we still have to cook our own meals, wash our own clothing, and all of these added things. In a long term care setting, you would be paying perhaps more or less of the same. It could be close to 2,000, it could be, but everything will be done for you. Everything. And you have a gauge, right? So you could pay for a private, a semi-private, or a basic. All right? And we're going to get more into that at another time. But you're going to have all your meals, your clothing, entertainment all there for you. And if we're fortunate to have a high cognitive, state at that time, then you can still go out and purchase your little items, your knickknacks that you need, remembering that your meals, snacks, all will be provided. But the little things that we just have to have or want to have, you'd still be able to go out and do that. You'd be able to go out. If you need wheel trans, you'll be able to get that and get around as well. You'll make friends. You could even have a girlfriend. You could even get married in a long-term care setting. The options are many, but what does it take? It takes having an advocate. It takes having someone to support you. It takes we ourselves, being able to advocate for our needs and what it is that we want, and also knowing that there are consequences to our needs not being met in a long-term care setting. The staff members there, they're there to work with you as a team. So you're not going through these experiences alone. And the staff members are held accountable. And I love letting people know that the environment is so safe that should a nick or anything, a scratch come on your body, these things are followed up upon to find out when, where, why, who saw that first and last, what was done about it. Family members, POAs, they're made aware of a fall, of any incidences. If you don't want to take your pill, you don't have to, but it will be shared with you as to the importance of it. Listen, the most important thing is knowing that you have this opportunity now, if you're listening and watching this now, to decide and plan ahead that yes, I will have enough funds to look after myself in my home for as long as I wish, or no, I'm unable to do so. So I better make sure I know all that I need to know so that I make that environment my home. Two choices. And please know that even if you have to be in a long-term care setting, it could still be very much home and very much enjoyed. My name is Aisha, and I am here to help you. If you are a child or a family member and you're hearing this and you've got a loved one who perhaps sooner or later will be needing to make some choices, there's so many choices to be made. But if anything, please know what your choices are so that you can act accordingly. Many individuals at times have the finances that it takes to stay within their own homes, but the lack of knowledge, the lack of information causes our loved ones to remove us from our homes into long-term care settings, thinking that that would be the safest for us. And of course, that becomes an ethical concern because you're not sometimes giving me that option, knowing that I have the finances to stay in my home, but out of love, sometimes family members do want to protect, and so they think, well, being in these environments will be best because mom or dad, you could no longer do this and could no longer do that. But what if someone was to come in and stay with you and support? What if someone was to come and spend the night and come back the next morning? You would still have your own home. There's so many individuals looking looking for work, looking for jobs. And so there's so many individuals that can with support stay in their homes. There's so many gadgets and such, cameras and all these devices, that should you have a fall, someone would be there right away. So many things are in place. But do you have the finances, or would you have to go to a long-term care setting for your needs to be met? And if that is the case, like I've said, that is okay. It will be absolutely okay. Take it from me, having spent 30 plus years in a long-term care setting and retirement, all together combined, it is a world within the world. And when you go into these places, you are so loved, and it's what we make of it. I do admit some individuals, yes, because of the lack of planning, sometimes they're so mad at the world. Can you just imagine having thoughts of staying in your home, being independent? And believe it or not, there are individuals in their 40s, 50s, whether it's a stroke, car accidents, or whatnot, that could have someone end up being in a long term care setting. And so, yes, you would be mad at the world because you weren't expecting to spend your life there. But life happens. So now what are you going to do about it? I'll tell you what you can do. You could start planning. My information can be found below. If you're a family member, you need to speak with me. If you are planning to retire, why not find out what your life is going to be like later on, or could be like later on? If it's in your home, great, but start putting things in place. If it's a retirement home or nursing home, great, start putting things in place. Start knowing more about it. So, whether it's one on one coaching, consultation, or maybe you're in an organization and you would love for me to come out and speak to your residents or speak to your church members or organization, connect with me. My information can be found below. My name is Aisha. I love what I've spent my life doing, loving on my residents, loving and caring for individuals who've been brave enough to make these places their home. And I'm here to help you now. Again, my information is below. Thank you so much. You take care. Bye bye.